Have you ever felt like your own mind was your biggest enemy? Like no matter how calm life seems on the surface, there's a constant battle inside, against doubt, fear, frustration, and sometimes even despair? Now, imagine this. What if you could build a mindset so resilient, so unshakable, that no challenge, no matter how unexpected or overwhelming, could truly break you? What if your mind became your greatest ally instead of your greatest obstacle? That's the kind of mental strength the ancient Stoics dedicated their lives to mastering. And today, we're going to unlock those timeless lessons, not as relics from the past, but as powerful, practical tools you can start using right now to transform your own life. Some of the hardest battles we face are the invisible ones, the ones that happen inside our minds. Doubt, fear, frustration, and hopelessness don't send us a warning before they strike. Life hits hard sometimes, and the way we respond to those unexpected challenges can change the course of everything. But here's a powerful thought: what if you had a mindset built like a fortress, so resilient, so steady, that no obstacle could truly stand in your way? That's exactly what the Stoic philosophers trained themselves for. Their entire philosophy was centered around developing an unbreakable mindset, one rooted in wisdom, courage, and self-control. Today, we'll dive deep into the wisdom of the Stoics, not as some dusty, ancient philosophy trapped in history books, but as a practical, battle-tested toolkit that's just as relevant today as it was over 2,000 years ago. These aren't ideas for philosophers in marble halls, they're principles that shaped the minds of emperors, soldiers, and everyday people who refuse to be defeated by life's storms. If you've ever felt like life is weighing you down, or if you simply want to build mental armor strong enough to face any storm, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear blueprint for transforming your mindset, a way to build your own mental fortress so that no matter what life throws at you, you remain steady, focused, and unshaken. And hey, if you value this kinda deep, timeless wisdom and want to support what we're building here on Stoic Scrolls, one simple, free favor you can do is hit that subscribe button, and make sure you watch through to the end. Every insight connects to the next, and I promise you won't want to miss a single one. Every challenge you face is more than just a problem. It's an opportunity, a test of your patience, your resilience, and your courage. Whether it's staying calm in traffic, handling loss, or confronting your deepest fears, the Stoics believed one truth above all: it's not what happens to you, but how you respond that defines you. This powerful mindset turns obstacles into stepping stones towards self-mastery. But how do we start embracing challenges instead of resisting them? It begins with perception. What if, instead of seeing difficulties as roadblocks, you started viewing them as tools for personal growth? Every setback, every mistake, every hard day is a lesson in disguise. The next time life throws something at you, pause and ask yourself, what is this here to teach me? This isn't about naive optimism or sugar-coating problems. It's about building a mindset so strong, it can transform pressure into power. A Stoic doesn't run from hardship, they lean into it, actively engaging with whatever life sends their way, armed with a calm mind and a focus on what they can control. And here's something many people misunderstand: Stoicism isn't about killing your emotions. It's about channeling them, using them in a way that makes you stronger and serves not just you, but the people around you. A Stoic life isn't an easy one, but it's a meaningful one. By applying these timeless principles, you'll discover that you're not only capable of enduring hardship, but of thriving because of it. Every challenge becomes a chance to grow, to demonstrate virtue, and to build a mind that cannot be broken. And speaking of true strength, that brings us to a principle at the heart of Stoic wisdom: Real wealth doesn't come from material things. It comes from the richness of your ideas and the strength of your character. Think about it for a second. The most influential people in history weren't always the wealthiest. They were the ones with ideas powerful enough to reshape the world. From the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius to the vision of modern thinkers and leaders, it's the power of thought, not possessions, that endures. And now, as we move forward, let's unpack exactly how to shift our focus from chasing fleeting external things to cultivating the kind of inner strength and wisdom that lasts a lifetime. Surely you still remember, in the previous part, we explored an important principle of Stoicism, that true value lies not in tangible possessions, but in the power of thought and inner qualities. So how can we apply that wisdom to our lives today? Let's continue this journey together. In ancient times, Stoics didn't see gold, silver, or property as real currency. What they truly valued and exchanged were ideas. So, how can we tap into that same power in today's world? It all begins by nurturing a mindset that values creativity and critical thinking over mere consumption. They often ask themselves a question we should also ponder: are we tirelessly accumulating fleeting things? Or are we cultivating ideas that will endure? Of course, this doesn't mean that money and resources are meaningless. They are useful tools when used wisely. But they should never become the ultimate goal of our lives. Our true purpose is to create, to contribute, and to reflect deeply on the problems we face. From there, we can seek solutions that go beyond serving ourselves and provide value to others. Stoics believed that personal growth and meaningful contributions to society are far greater rewards than any material success. This mindset gave birth to a culture where thought leadership was treasured, inspiring individuals to look beyond the superficial shine of wealth and toward the lasting value of wisdom and virtuous action. In a world increasingly driven by materialism, this message feels like a much-needed reminder to become thinkers, creators, and leaders guided by wisdom, not by what we possess. Moreover, the Stoics taught that while we can't control external events, we have absolute power over our reactions and decisions. That's what shapes our destiny. It's not about rebelling against the world, but about living in alignment with our deepest values and virtues. So how do we begin creating a path of our own? Everything starts with self-awareness. Stoicism encourages us to reflect honestly on our lives, to question the expectations that society or others place on us, and to ask whether these things truly resonate with our inner truth. Ask yourself, am I following this career or lifestyle because it's expected of me? Or because it genuinely fulfills me? Once you can answer that, you'll begin to carve out a path that reflects who you really are and what you believe in. Of course, forging your own path isn't easy. It requires courage, the courage to make unconventional choices, to leave the beaten track, and to face uncertainty and criticism. Stoicism equips us with the inner strength to endure these challenges, reminding us that our worth is not determined by external approval but by the character we show and the actions we take. In addition, this journey demands a mindset of lifelong learning and adaptability. Great Stoics like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius believed that a wise person is always ready to adjust their course, to embrace new experiences, and to learn continuously. In a world that's constantly changing, this attitude is not just useful, it's essential. And finally, building your own path isn't just about personal ambition. The Stoics constantly emphasized our duty to the community. Every action, every decision should be made with awareness of its impact on others. By choosing a path that contributes positively to those around us, we live out the Stoic ideal of harmony within our community and the world at large. And when you grasp this truth, you'll realize another vital principle: change is inevitable. And that brings us to the next part of our journey, a fundamental Stoic teaching that anyone seeking to live wisely in a turbulent world must understand. Stay with me, because this next idea could transform the way you face life's uncertainties. In the previous part, we talked about how Stoicism teaches us to face life's turbulence with calmness and resilience. And to continue walking that path, we need to understand the art of adapting to change, an essential quality for maintaining inner peace in a chaotic world. Imagine a massive rock standing tall in the middle of a stormy ocean. The waves crash relentlessly against it, but the rock remains unmoved while the white foam swirls around it. This is a powerful metaphor that Stoic philosophers often use to describe the resilience of the human spirit. It's the ability to stay calm, clear-headed, and balanced in judgment, no matter how wild life becomes. Interestingly, this stability doesn't come from rigidity, but from deeply understanding and harmonizing with the natural flow of life. In practice, adapting to change requires us to continuously reflect and adjust ourselves. Stoicism encourages us to maintain an ongoing inner dialogue, a kind of mental audit, where we constantly ask, am I reacting impulsively or responding with thoughtfulness? Are my actions aligned with the values I hold dear? This habit of self-reflection not only helps us handle immediate challenges but also prepares us for the unexpected twists life may throw our way. For the Stoics, every change, whether it seems good or bad, is an opportunity to refine our character and expand our understanding. A sudden hardship might be a chance to practice resilience and compassion, while an unexpected success could test our humility and generosity. What matters is not clinging to rigid plans, but setting a course guided by our core values and virtues. That way, every step we take holds purpose and meaning. Stoic thinkers often emphasized the importance of living with a long-term vision, something that rises above the daily noise and fleeting temptations. They believed that without a clear direction, we become like a ship adrift without a rudder, easily swayed by every external event. A clear and steadfast vision acts as that rudder, keeping us steady and mindful as we navigate life's vast and unpredictable waters. On a practical level, building this long-term vision requires us to reflect on what truly matters, what we value most, the kind of person we aspire to become, and how we can contribute to the world around us. The beauty of this vision lies in its flexibility. It can adapt to new circumstances without losing sight of its core. For example, you might see yourself as a lifelong learner, committed to personal growth and to making society better. How that vision takes shape might evolve, through career changes, shifting relationships, or new social environments, but the essence of the vision stays the same. Moreover, a Stoic long-term vision involves mentally preparing for both triumphs and setbacks. It's not about pessimism, but about a realistic kind of optimism. By anticipating obstacles and imagining how we'll face them, we strengthen our resilience and adaptability, making it easier to stay true to our course no matter what comes our way. Stoicism also reminds us that a vision is meaningless without actions firmly within our control. It's not enough to simply dream or plan, we must take deliberate, consistent steps toward that vision. This includes setting achievable goals, reviewing daily habits, and adjusting our strategies to stay aligned with our deeper purpose. Every small action becomes a meaningful building block in the larger structure of our life. In the end, developing a long-term vision, in the Stoic sense, means embracing the journey as much as the destination. Its real value lies not just in the outcomes we reach, but in the growth and insight we gather along the way. And that brings us to an equally vital question: how can we truly recognize and confront ourselves with honesty? How do we examine our reactions, thoughts, and the hidden motives behind our actions? Let's uncover that together in the next part. In the previous part, we explored how the Stoics treated hardships and challenges as exercises to cultivate their character and resilience. And to do this effectively, they began by asking themselves tough, honest questions. There are times when we realize that our actions or emotions don't align with the ethical standards we hold or the outcomes we desire. In those moments, it's essential to pause and ask ourselves, why did I react that way? What is this emotion trying to teach me? How can I handle this situation better next time? These questions not only deepen our self-understanding but also help us gradually gain better control over our reactions and emotions. Moreover, within Stoic practice, there's a well-known technique called the evening review, a nightly check-in with oneself. It's a moment when we quietly replay the day's events in our mind. Not to dwell on regrets or mistakes, but to calmly reflect, draw lessons, and see whether we've stayed true to our values. This habit acts like a daily mental cleanup, helping us remain aware of our personal progress and preparing our minds to face tomorrow with greater clarity and focus. At its core, Stoicism encourages us to focus on being a better version of ourselves than we were yesterday, rather than being better than someone else. The philosophy reminds us that comparing ourselves to others is a distraction, often leading to dissatisfaction and misplaced priorities. By focusing solely on our own journey and gradual progress, we engage in a healthier, more constructive, and self-affirming process. What's remarkable is that Stoicism never shies away from the discomfort that growth often brings. On the contrary, it openly acknowledges that genuine growth is rarely comfortable because it forces us to confront difficult truths about ourselves, truths we may have tried to ignore. Yet it also reassures us that this discomfort is natural and necessary for the development of character and virtue. Every challenge, every uneasy moment, is an opportunity to practice qualities like patience, resilience, and empathy for ourselves and others. In the Stoic view, personal growth and self-reflection mean living consciously, deliberately, and ethically. It's about maintaining an ongoing dialogue between our inner world and the external one, so that we stop being passive victims of our circumstances and instead become active, ethical participants, shaping our lives with clarity, purpose, and integrity. Each hardship that comes our way is a chance to strengthen virtues like perseverance, endurance, and mental fortitude. For example, when we experience failure, it's an opportunity to practice perseverance. When confronted with injustice, it's a moment to cultivate courage and stand up for fairness. The Stoics liken these moments to hills that a runner uses to build strength. It's not about seeking adversity for its own sake, but about responding to it in a way that aligns with our values and strengthens our character when it inevitably appears. Importantly, Stoicism does not advocate for passively accepting every difficulty. Instead, it encourages active engagement with life's challenges. It urges us to ask ourselves, how can I use this adverse situation to my advantage or for the benefit of others? Can this hardship teach me something valuable? Can my struggles today become a source of inspiration for someone else tomorrow? By consistently seeking value within adversity, we can transform our obstacles into lessons and our setbacks into victories. Self-reflection plays a vital role in this process. The Stoics regularly practiced meditation and journaling as tools to review their experiences, especially the difficult ones. Not to ruminate endlessly over what went wrong, but to extract practical insights that could lead to personal improvement and better outcomes in the future. So, what else does Stoicism have to offer to help us face life with calm, clarity, and strength? Let's uncover more in the next part. after learning how to turn adversity into a tool for cultivating virtue and resilience. Stoicism emphasizes one more crucial process: reflection. This act of introspection allows us to internalize the lessons we've drawn from hardship, ensuring that each challenge contributes to a deeper understanding of ourselves and a stronger character. Equally important is the Stoic practice of detaching from external circumstances. To truly harness adversity, we must let go of our emotional dependence on what happens outside of us. Stoics strive to maintain inner tranquility regardless of what the world throws their way. How? By focusing on what lies within their control, their mindset, their responses, and their choices. This detachment doesn't mean indifference or apathy toward outcomes. Rather, it's about not being emotionally consumed by them. It's the difference between observing a storm through a window and being swept away by it. When we approach life with this kind of balance, we can act from a place of clarity and conviction, guided by our values, no matter the situation. In this light, to utilize adversity the Stoic way means more than just enduring difficult times. It means transforming every hardship into a stepping stone toward wisdom and a more virtuous life. Our struggles become not just obstacles, but fuel for the philosophical journey. They shape a life that is not only meaningful but impactful. And in doing so, we don't just grow ourselves, we can also become a source of inspiration, a quiet beacon of strength for those navigating their own storms. Leadership, then, in the Stoic sense, is not about commanding others or asserting authority. It's about leading by example, letting your virtue and integrity speak louder than words. True leaders govern themselves first. They exhibit wisdom and justice in their own lives and, through that, naturally influence others to do the same. This kind of leadership doesn't begin with control over others, but with self-mastery. A Stoic leader practices self-discipline, manages their emotions, and makes decisions rooted in a commitment to the common good rather than personal advantage. They consistently embody virtues such as courage, temperance, prudence, and justice, showing others, through daily actions, what it means to live a good life. Such influence doesn't need to be imposed. It radiates outward, compelling, not coercive. Stoicism teaches that the most powerful form of leadership lies in service, not in status. A Stoic leader is one who uplifts others, creating an environment where individuals and communities alike can grow and thrive. Trust and loyalty are earned, not demanded, and that's why Stoic leaders place the well-being of others at the heart of their mission. They build influence not by demanding allegiance, but by fostering a space where people feel seen, supported, and valued. Communication, too, plays a vital role in Stoic leadership. A Stoic leader communicates with clarity, honesty, and a sincere desire to enlighten and improve. They listen intently, consider diverse viewpoints, and respond with thoughtfulness. This open, respectful approach not only resolves conflict, it establishes the leader as trustworthy and fair. Another key to Stoic leadership is adaptability, staying grounded amidst change and uncertainty. While we may not control external events, we always control how we respond. This steadiness allows Stoic leaders to guide others through crisis with calm and clarity, becoming a reliable anchor when everything else seems to be shifting. Leadership, in the Stoic view, is also a lifelong journey of learning and reflection. A true Stoic leader is committed to personal growth. They actively seek out wisdom, remain open to feedback, and consistently strive to enhance their ethical understanding and leadership skills. This continuous reflection is not about wallowing in regret, but about pausing to assess and realign with the values that matter. Looking back becomes a tool, not to dwell on mistakes, but to honor the distance we've traveled, to extract meaningful lessons, and to move forward with renewed purpose. Stoicism teaches us to see life not as a sequence of random events, but as a series of opportunities for growth. Every experience, success or failure, carries a lesson, and when we reflect with honesty and compassion, we engage in a process of refinement, aligning our actions more closely with the core Stoic virtues: wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. This isn't about harsh self-judgment. It's about learning how to view the past with understanding, not to punish, but to grow. In the next section, we'll explore how to apply these Stoic principles in our fast-paced modern world, where distractions are constant, and the need for inner stability has never been greater. After exploring the importance of reflection in understanding our challenges and virtues, let's take this a step further by examining how both adversity and success shape who we are. As you reflect, think back to the moments when life tested you. How did you respond? Did you react with frustration, anger, or discouragement? Or were you able to stay composed, take a breath, and make calm, reasoned decisions? Each of these moments reveals something valuable about your character and your capacity for resilience. They quietly point out areas where your Stoic practice might grow stronger, offering you clues on how to better navigate future storms. But don't just stop at the difficult times. It's equally important to reflect on your moments of joy, success, and triumph. These experiences are just as telling. They show you what truly matters to you, what you value most in life, and they serve to reinforce your commitment to those guiding principles. Sometimes, our happiest moments whisper lessons about gratitude, humility, and purpose, if we're willing to listen. Another essential part of this reflective journey is recognizing the transient, ever-changing nature of life itself. This is a central concept in Stoic philosophy. Everything, our victories, our failures, our joys, and our sorrows, is temporary. They come and go like waves on the shore. The Stoic approach encourages us to fully appreciate each experience as it arrives. Savor it for what it is, and then release it as we continue forward. By embracing this awareness, we cultivate a deep sense of gratitude for the present moment and develop the courage to face the future with open arms, no matter what it may hold. And here's something you might not expect: sharing your reflections with others can be incredibly powerful. When you talk openly about your experiences, your struggles, your triumphs, your lessons learned, you don't just grow as an individual. You also become a source of encouragement and wisdom for others who might be walking their own difficult paths. Your story contributes to a larger, ongoing conversation about what it means to live a good and meaningful life. And in doing so, you might inspire someone to discover the Stoic way for themselves. Thank you for joining us on this thoughtful journey today at Stoic Journal. Every small step you take on this path not only enriches your own life but also has the potential to brighten the lives of those around you. So, keep reflecting, keep growing, and stay resilient. And if you're ready to dive deeper into Stoic wisdom, don't forget to check out one of the recommended videos on your screen. Together, let's continue building lives of virtue, wisdom, and unshakable inner strength.